What we have here today is a little experiment. Okay.
The experiment is underway.
Okay, well, this is what we got now. We have this piece of crap power supply, puts out about 5 volts. And I got a spark plug. I got everything grounded. The spark coil there. And let's see. Oh, the control module thing, that is right there. It's got the transistors and the chip, which is right there. And not bad. I'm on my 3rd beer. I just opened a bag of chips, and the thing works. I get a little spark. So let's just go around there to that, the old spark plug there. And it's pretty weak and lame, but you know, right, you're right up on there so you can see the thing. Don't mount too much, and get seeing it. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna flick the old switch on. I don't know if you can tell if anything's going on there or not. I'm not going to pick it up, I'll probably get shocked, but let's see. Need some kind of zoom or something. Hey, right up there. There it is, little blue bit down there. Okay, well, we're going to do some more stuff with this. So, oh, by the way, the kits for these parts here, right there, except the board is $5. Pretty much all the electronic parts, the junction block there that I like to use, and yeah, that's $5. Except the board. No, not the board. Not the board. Okay. Well, let's see. I've had about 5 beers. Not a lot of nacho cheese chips. Okay. I've got this stuff here. What I did was I hooked the spark coil that I had going there before. Remember, if you're going to use a transformer from a computer, they have an on-off switch. On this one, it was green and red on the big clamp here. The green and red one, they were across from each other. You can tell because they're the only ones that don't have any voltage. No, that's not right. They're the only ones that don't have any ohms. Everything else has ohms. Okay, now, okay, what I did, I took this piece of wire here, and I ran it up to the thing I've got up there for, I don't know really what it's for, but anyway, it's up there. This one here ain't fast enough. Okay, I don't know what exact values I have are for the resistors on the chip there, but let me tell you what's going on here. Okay, well, guess what? It's been like 3-4 days. I'm still trying to make one of these things that works better than the one I started out with. But I know it's got to be better. And anyway, I'm just going to test it out here pretty quick.
my soldering is really crap. If everything's right, you can make little small solders, but mostly I think I need a new soldering iron because it has to stay tinned and stuff, and it's not transferring heat very good. I think it's kind of corroded or whatever. And I got a long run out of that one. They're only $8, so I'll probably just buy another soldering iron. And anyway, I'm gonna test it, put a chip in there, and then test it out. Because I haven't put the 556 timer in there yet. I have 1 UF capacitors and 100 ohm and 1000 ohm for the. I think I've got all the wires in the right places. So anyway, but when you try to redo them, that's when you mess them up. I ruined these two over here because I tried to resolder them, change the components and resolder them, and what happened was them things got all bugged up and they passed electricity in the wrong places, so it's junk. I might be able to reclaim the board somehow, but mostly I just gotta find another board. Okay, and this one I don't know if it works or not. It could be scrapped too, who knows. But I got one that's kind of close, but I don't think it's touching. Use a magnifying glass on that to make sure, or to look to see if they're touching, and then use continuity meter to make sure they're not touching. Anyway, I'm going to pop a chip in there, hook it up, and see what I get. Okay, this is the same day as last time. I haven't got anything to work yet. No matter how hard I try or how many parts I use, things just don't work. So I'm going to have to start all over again and figure out how in the hell I do this. It's been a while since I soldered some of these up, and they sucked the first time. Okay, I got this going. Still ain't good enough, but plus they burn out really quick. I think it's about ready to burn out. I shut it off for a while. So a little closer yet. Figure I'm getting pretty close to fast enough to run the motor though. A lot of spark there. Every second there's at least, judging from the frequency of it, 20,000 maybe? 20,000 hertz probably, somewhere in there. Still not enough to make a plasma that'll follow its way up. Isn't that odd? Anyway. Change it a little bit again. This is actually kind of cool. This thing's gonna go back to being the motor ignition, but so I have some fun with it. This circuit, these parts that I sell for $5, they're does that. I think it's burning out somehow. It doesn't want to do it. I don't know what the hell's going on with it. Yep, chip burnout. Yeah, I think. One other thing I can do is get these a little closer and see if it comes back. I don't know, maybe something else going on with it that I don't understand.
I'll just try it this time. Nope, I think I burned out the chip. Okay, well, I put in a new chip and let's see, I'm moving these things around a little bit. Yeah, it burned out already. Okay. Shit. Well, it's a good thing I didn't have this plugged in because the chip actually seems to be the only part that wants to wear out every damn time. I think they're about $1 each. I've gone through about 50 bucks worth of parts already on this stupid thing, and I still don't have a well, I can get it to run fast enough, but what I don't have is I don't have a one that's functional. Or you know, dependable. It don't work for crap very long. Well, it works great for a little while. Now if that don't change, I'm gonna have to go back to the old relay type, because those were dependable for a much longer time than this 555 timer deal, which we got going on now. Just not real impressed with it at all. I think that's kind of cool. Burns it out really quick doing this though. And it shouldn't. All it's doing is supposed to be stopping and starting a pulse. That's all it's doing. And a low voltage pulse at that. It's only 10 volts in there, 10.5 volts. That's all this power supply is good for. Must be half-ass burn out anyway. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to have to redesign the circuit, and I'll get back with you when I get done. There we go. Flashing red light. Okay. Okay. I remember how the explosive resonator runs. They run really fast. Now, I'm not sure this part was even fast enough. Listen to this now. I went back to an old design where, anyway. Explosive resonators, though they explode at a very fast rate. I'm not quite sure this is fast enough. I gotta do more experiments. Okay. Until it burns out. Put a diode between the positive lead and the first coil. I think that was a 404. They usually run about this long before they split. Again, as I said, you can use the circuit to make one of those Brown's gas electrolyzer circuits. It's the same deal. This is a pretty good one actually. Once you know how to use it, you can change the frequency. I've turned the frequency up quite a bit, and I'm not going to push it any farther. I'm going to test the motor here pretty soon. I'm going to start putting on some hoses that are missing, and then I'm going to get started up. I think this will do it. might show, I gotta check it with a spark plug too, see how it looks, see how far I can draw out that gap. There's a limit to how far you can draw out the gap because it will just hit the other side. I don't think I've got that right either. This is what I've got. And something here, and I don't know if this is right or not. I think it is. Gotta have that in there or else they burn out right away. I don't know. I put it across everywhere else and it didn't come out much better, so I don't know what the deal is with that, but could be the power supply, something like that too. Okay, now what I want to do is a test for okay, well, I've tested this thing out for a long time, so long that I've gotten bored, and it still works. I can still get, you know, on and off. I put them in water. I was trying to electrolyze some water to see what would happen, and they just shorted out. It didn't work. Just stuck the ends of the spark plugs in there, and nothing happened. So I could hear it buzzing, but I couldn't hear it, you know, snapping or doing anything. So anyway, I'm going to take the spark unit off and just use the positive and one of the leads from a transistor and try to electrolyze some water, because that's what they show on YouTube, guys doing that, and this is the same circuit. I just wonder how much water I can electrolyze using what I have going right now. Okay, in here I have, oh yeah, I'm just bored. I'm going to do some stuff. In here I have water and a little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and I'm going to try to electrolyze that water by using this timer circuit, probably different frequencies and stuff, see if it makes any difference, and one of the transistors power off, which makes the pulse, the big pulse at least, and one of the and the positive one. Oh, exactly how I'm gonna do that. Okay. Anyway, well, anyway, this is what I'm gonna do here, and I gotta find something to stick in there to act as an electrode. I don't know what I'm gonna use yet. It's almost impossible to see, but there's some tiny little bubbles coming off that wire. They're actually producing hydrogen and oxygen right now. I don't know if you can see them. It's really hard to see them bubbles coming off there. Because they are very tiny. And that ain't working. Well, anyway, that's about the best I can do there. Okay, you're not doing much. And that is with the values of 10K and 1K. Okay, now if I slow it down and make the pulses bigger, let's see what we get. Okay, well, as you can see, maybe quite a bit of stuff coming off it. I put some salt in there to raise the conductivity of the water, and I don't know if it's giving off sodium and chlorine, or whether it's giving off hydrogen and oxygen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount the other side of my 556 onto there, and I'm going to drop this spark plug on there while it's running and see if I can get a little explosion or a snap if it's building up enough to do anything like that. I need to build a mechanism to be able to control the height though, so I can adjust the height and maybe some kind of a funnel thing. I don't know. Stuff kind of fascinates me. I think we'll be going on to fusion here soon. But anyway. Okay, what I have here now is a spark plug mounted over the one that puts out the most bubbles. H2O, H2, so H should give off twice as much as O. I don't see O doing much actually. I don't know. So hopefully this one here will do something. I don't know what it'll do, but I know. Getting pretty close. We had it run for a little while. I didn't get any pops out of it. I'm going to try it now and actually try it. Okay, here we go. Safety glasses. Okay, here goes. Nothing. Back to drawing board. Okay, I want to show here, I've got a rising column, kind of gas produced by the electrolysis of that carbon rod there. And what I think is that it's exploding tiny, maybe only a few molecules at a time, a few atoms at a time of hydrogen, or maybe recombining a small amount of hydrogen with oxygen, whatever it's doing. I think it might be doing it a little bit though. So I disconnect this. Okay.
shut the gas off, that's what I've got. Appears to be somewhat wet. Kind of totally crappy, not very good spark, but anyway, I'll hook the gas back up. And it's got to be tiny little water molecules bouncing up on there or something. Just the humidity. Maybe that produces heat. Okay, so what I learned was, it works a lot better and a lot longer if you put a diode, and the strike end goes towards the coil from the positive lead, and that's what made the biggest difference in having it be dependable. I've done a bunch of experiments with this chip, and either this was a way better chip than usual, or this actually helps. So, but I burnt out this chip now, and I got to replace it. But it lasted a whole long time, and there's a lot of different weird experiments, like this thing, trying to run the spark, thing, the plug to ignite the hydrogen, which never worked. I don't know how to do that yet. I haven't messed with it much lately. A couple days now. I put baking soda in the water, and I also put what was it? Something in the water. Oh, hydrogen peroxide. And the peroxide actually worked as good as the baking soda, and it didn't make this carbon deposit. Well, it appears that somehow the electrolysis process has taken carbon out of the water. Now I'm using carbon rods. That may be some of the reason. I don't know. But anyway. This is the first ignition system I ever made. It was made from something else. I don't know what I found on this board. It had this on it, and this, and a bunch of other stuff. And I unsoldered all that stuff. And this, I thought I could make work, but this is all completely disconnected. I tore out the binding strips on the board, and anyway, the way it worked was it energized this, and when it energized, it de-energized the circuit. Therefore, we're making a pulse. And the later models were ones. Let's see here. So this then became this, which is a relay. Try to get 4-pole ones, that way you can use over and over or whatever, or you can got spares on there. And but it takes, I think, 2 sets, and I don't have the schematic for this here real handy, but it's in the Pulse Jet book, and it's a universal design. Anything that will make anything that will switch the current on and off, you have to have that for the spark coil to work. You just can't, hook it up to 12 volt, and it will only work when you hook it up and disconnect it. So anyway, here's the tie-in with the capacitor, which goes up onto this pin here, and these work real good, but I think they take a lot of electricity to run them, and also the points will burn out after a while, and so you need to switch point sets, but it's really not that bad. This module here is usually around $10, and these you get at the auto store, and they're probably what, $3-4 maybe, I don't know, for a cheap one. And but now, okay, so we went from this to this, to this setup here, which I haven't quite been able to build one. I've been able to build them so they're dependable, but now I have to be able to build them on a board so that they're strong enough. But as we see, the chip doesn't hold up real well. You want to be able to change it all the time. So, but I'm just about ready to start these motors up I've got over here on this thing, and so I'm going to be switching some things around, and then I also have to do some magnetic candy work. So, and you can't even see this. So anyway, I know.